Hey everybody, Mr. Covey here, and I'd like you to flip to, page 11 in your packet, and I want to talk to you a little bit today about notation, specifically recursive notation. Yeah, so I'm gonna check something real quick, make sure it's working. Cool. I just want to write a pattern here. Let's say, actually I'll write this one. Hope you can look at that pattern and describe it recursively. Remember, recursively is the simple way to think about a pattern. Simple way to think about a pattern is kind of the way that a fifth grader, is what I would say, would describe this pattern. So they'd look at those numbers and they say, oh, I see the pattern. It starts at 4 and goes up by 5. That way of describing the pattern, it's not with a formula, there's no y, that's just kind of describing it. And the way we call that, remember, is a recursive way to define it. What do you start with, and how do you get the next number from the previous number? The recursive way to describe it, and that's just in words. We've also talked about how to write recursive formulas in function notation. Okay? The function notation is the one with the F. We've talked about function notation before. So we can translate that first statement, starts at 4, into function notation. Now be careful here. What we're saying starts at 4 here, we're really doing the first number is 4, second number, third number, fourth. Okay. So if we wanted to take that green circle and write it in function notation, we'd say f of 1, the first number is 4. To take the second part, purple part, and say it goes up by 1, what we want to say is to get any number in the list, f of n, you need to look at the number 1 before it and add 5. Remember this purple? It's a little confusing. Let's slow down for a second. So if I want to know the 7th number in the list, let's just say, if all you know is it goes up by 5, you can't find the 7th number in the list unless you know the 6th number in the list. Then you just add 5. So this formula is just saying to figure out any number in the list, you got to know the one right before it and add 5. That's because if you're thinking about it recursively, all you know is how to take one number and get the next one. I hope you're good on the green and the green staying the same thing, and the purple and the purple saying the same thing. It's just different notation, different ways of writing it. Okay? Now, some of you guys have been asking me about this, like, if you just see a list of numbers, you should assume the first number is the first number, the first term in the sequence. If you're more comfortable like going backwards one and you want to say, oh, so like the 0th number would be -1, you can do that. And when you write that green circle there, instead you could write this, f of 0 equals -1. That's fine. As long as you're giving them kind of like a starting place, whether you think about it as the first number or the 0th, whatever's fine. Both of those are okay. Now what I want to show you in this video is something called sequence notation. This is special. You've not seen this before. It's basically a more specific way to write the green and the purple. And here's what it looks like. Basically, you got a list of numbers. You got a sequence. You call it a name. T, A, M, P. I'm going to call this one A. So I'm going to call this list A. And if I want to talk about the first number in the list, I write a little 1 down here. A sub 1. I use the word sub because it's like below it. It's a subscript. So A sub 1 means the first number in list A. The first number in this list is 4. This green box is saying the same thing as green circle. It's using different notation. It's using this subscript notation, this sequence notation. I can write the purple in sequence notation too. A sub n equals A sub n minus 1 plus 5. To get any number in the list, you take the number 1 before and you add 5. Notice the subscripts. Instead of the f of part, you use A with little subscripts at the bottom. Again, you can use any letter. Don't have to use A. But the important part is using subscripts, which are these little letters or numbers below. They're smaller and they're below. Okay? Purple is sequence notation for the purple above. I hope you see how those kind of match up. To get any term, you look at the one before. Add 5. Cool? I'd like you to be able to describe a pattern recursively in words, which I hope isn't too bad, in that function notation, which we've been doing, and also in this sequence notation. Cool, I just wanted to show you all three of those together. Cool? All right, thanks for watching, guys.